Hi everyone. Yeah, in the yesterday's class, we have discussed features of Python. Okay, in the last class we have discussed features of Python. Okay, let me give some brief on features of Python again today. Okay, here Python is easy to learn and use. Okay, so how it is easy? How it is easy means uh, uh, Python is easy to learn and use means here you don't need to write a big program to add two numbers or to subtract two numbers or do any arithmetic operations or two numbers. Okay, it is very easy, easy to use. How means you will be writing as a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20, c is equal to a plus b. Okay, that is one program. That is one program. So that is easy. Okay. Next, expressive language. What is expressive language? Expressive language in the sense, see in Python, you uh, if you want to print, if you want to print hello world, then simply you can write as print of hello world as like this. Print of hello world. Okay, it is an expressive language. Expressive language in the sense here we don't need to write any class or main function or anything like that. But in other languages called the C and Java, you have to write a class. In that class, you have to write main method. Okay, in Java, you have to write a class, but in that you have to write a main method. Okay, in that main method, you have to write some system.out.println hello world like that. Means for printing hello world, okay, we have to write some 4 or 5 lines of code. But in Python, we don't need to write 4 or 5 lines of code. Only one line of code is enough. Okay. Python is interpreted language. Interpreted language means, as discussed with you, when you run a Python program, then then the translator is nothing but interpreter. What this interpreter will do is, interpreter will execute your Python program line by line. Execute your Python program line by line. Okay. If any error is in first line, then it reports that error. Then we have to rectify that error. Okay. Again, it goes to second line. Okay. It executes that. If any error is there, it reports that error. Okay. We have to rectify that error. Again, it goes to third line like that. It executes the code line by line. It executes the code line by line. That is nothing but interpreted language. Okay. Next one is cross-platform language. What is cross-platform language? Cross-platform language is nothing but portability. Okay. What is portability? Portability in the sense, see, when we write a Python program in one operating system, when we write a Python program in one operating system, then the Python program can be run in any other operating system. We don't need to write the program in other operating systems. For example, you take C language. Okay, if you write a C program in Windows, that C program cannot be used in other operating systems like Linux operating system or Macintosh operating system. Okay, we have to write that C program again in Linux operating system and also Macintosh operating system. Okay, C programs are not portable. Okay, here in Python, we don't need to write the same program again and again in any other operating systems. That is nothing but cross-platform language. And I gave you the example of SIM card. In the olden days, if you take Airtel SIM card, okay, if that network is not available, if that network is bad, if the network is too bad, if we need to change our SIM card to Idea or Vodafone or Vodafone, then at that time we need to change the total number in the olden days in 1990 like that. But now what we are doing that if you are taking Airtel network, the mobile number of Airtel, we don't need to change the mobile number. The mobile number is same, but but we need to change. We can change our network with the same mobile number. But in the olden days, we need to change the mobile number also depending upon the network. Okay, that is nothing but portability. Okay, next free and open source. See, Python is free. Okay, the Python we can download Python. Okay, it is free of cost, and the website of Python is www.python.org. Okay, and it is open source. Open source means the source code of Python we can get from that website. We can get the source code of Python from that website. Okay, next, it is both procedure oriented and object oriented language. Procedure oriented is nothing but functional programming. Object oriented language is nothing but which uh, which supports object oriented programming features. The object oriented programming features are classes and objects, encapsulation, inheritance, abstraction, polymorphism. Okay. Yesterday we discussed on these all things. What is encapsulation? What is abstraction? What is inheritance? What is polymorphism? Encapsulation is nothing but the wrapping up of data, and the code that acts upon the data is known as encapsulation. Means encapsulation into one single unit is called a class. In a class, we can declare the members and methods, that is functions. Okay, that is functions. Okay, here, for example, I have taken an example called employee. Okay, employee contains employee number, employee name, employee salary, employee designation, employee designation. Okay, employee number, employee name, employee salary, and employee designation. Okay, and he has to perform some task, either setting the work and getting the work. Okay, that is nothing but the functions. Means we are combining the members and functions into one single unit. That is nothing but class. That is encapsulation. Abstraction. Showing essential features and hiding implementation details is known as abstraction. Okay. Next, inheritance. Acquiring the features of existing entities is nothing but inheritance. Polymorphism. One interface acting in many forms is nothing but polymorphism. Okay. Next, extensible. Okay, it is extensible language. It can be used anywhere. Okay, it can be used anywhere. Okay, means the Python source code can be converted into the bytecode format. Bytecode format. Okay, means that bytecode format can be used anywhere. Can be used anywhere. That is extensible. And next, large standard library. What is large standard library? Large standard library is nothing but like we have the set of libraries which is used for machine learning and artificial intelligence. And we have GUI libraries. We have web libraries. Okay, we have our database libraries to connect to the database. Okay, means in Python we have large set of libraries which is mainly used anywhere. Which is mainly used anywhere. Okay, which is mainly used anywhere. Okay, means it contains so many libraries, so many libraries. That is nothing but large set standard libraries. Next, GUI programming support. GUI programming support is nothing but GUI programming support is nothing but here we have GUI. GUI is nothing but graphical user interface. Graphical user interface. Here the graphical user interfaces in Python are PyQt5, tkinter, okay, Kiwi are the libraries which is used for developing web applications. And graphical user interface is used for developing desktop applications. Desktop applications. Okay. And next one is integrated. See, it can be integrated with any other languages called C, C++, and Java. Python runs code line by line like C, C++, Java, and it makes easy to debug the code. Okay, here we have integrated means, for example, we have Java. Okay, in Java we can write the Python programs. Okay, Python and Java are integrated and came as one language called Jython. Okay, C and Python are integrated and came as one language called Python. Okay, that is nothing but integrated. Next, embeddable. The code of other languages can use in Python source code. You can use Python source code in another programming languages as well. Means, see the code of Python code we can use in Java, we can use in C language. Okay, we can use other in Hadoop. We can use in Hadoop. We can use in data science. Okay, we can use anywhere. Next one is dynamic memory allocation. So we don't need to specify any data type of a variable. See, for example, if you are writing a program of some x is equal to 25, x is equal to 25. Normally in another programming languages, we have to tell the compiler that that what is the type of x? What is the type of x? Either integer type or float type or character type or string type like that. But in Python, you don't need to tell the type of the variable. You don't need to tell the type of the variable. Okay, in Python. Here, it is allocated dynamically. It is allocated dynamically. And the memory is also allocated dynamically. And the memory is also allocated dynamically. Okay, here we have a concept called data types. This data types concept I will tell you in the next in the future sessions. After completing some introduction, these features, introduction of Python, and where we have to use this Python, everything. After completing all these things, then I will start how to download and install Python. After that, we will be starting data types. Okay. Next, where Python is used. What type of applications we use Python? This is today's topic. Okay. See here, this is very important. Where Python is used. Normally, see, I'll tell you one example. See, Python is a general purpose language. It is a general purpose language. General purpose language means it can be used anywhere, whether desktop applications, web applications, either desktop applications, web applications, okay, distributed applications, console-based applications, okay, and big data type applications, okay, and artificial intelligence or machine learning type of applications, okay, everywhere. Python is everywhere, okay. First of all, mainly this Python is the fastest programming language and can develop any application. It can develop any application. Okay. How it can develop any application? 1 minute. Yes. See how it can develop any type of application. It can develop any type of application because the rich set of libraries. It can have the rich set of libraries. It has rich set of libraries. Okay. In Python, we have the rich set of libraries to develop web applications, desktop applications, console-based applications, and machine learning type of applications. Okay. First of all, for developing web applications, what we need, what Python gave the framework. We have some type of frameworks which is given by Python to develop web applications. Okay, the framework, the main framework is Django. Django. Okay, Django can be, and we have another framework called Pyramid. Pyramid. Django and Pyramid framework, which is used for heavy applications. Okay, like we have Spring framework in Java. Like we have Spring framework in Java. In Java, we have Spring framework, which is loosely coupled and which uses Java applications. Okay, here we can develop this Python applications in Django and Pyramid framework. Okay, and this Python provides the set of libraries to handle the protocols, the internet protocols such as HTML and JSON, okay, and XML, email processing, request response, okay, like that. And we have the Python web frameworks called Django, okay, and it provides mainly some useful frameworks, which is Django and Pyramid, Flask and Bottle, okay, Flown and Django CMS. This is for content management tools. Content management tools. Okay, these are called web applications. Next, desktop or GUI applications. The GUI stands for graphical user interface, which provides a smooth interaction to any application. Okay, and we have some libraries which Python provides. Okay, that is nothing but TKGUI library to develop the user interface. Okay, some of the libraries which is given by Python are tkinter or TK. Okay, WX we get Kiwi. Okay, PyQt or PySide. These are nothing but GUI applications. Next, console-based applications. See, we have console-based applications also. Console-based applications are nothing but which is famous for having REPL, REPL, which means read, eval, print, loop. Okay, that makes it most suitable language for command line applications. For example, I'll tell you one example. See, we have Python shell. I'll open new Python shell. This is one IDE, IDLE. We can say it as IDLE. Okay. See here, it provides REPL. Okay. Read, evaluate, print, loop. See, I am giving 10 plus 20. See here. Read. First it reads 10 plus 20. The line is read by Python. Okay. And evaluates. What is 10 plus 20? 10 plus 20 is 30. Okay. Next, print. Print means when you press on enter, it prints 30. Okay. And loop. Loop means again it starts execution. Again it starts execution. Means here when you type anything, it reads. Okay. It reads. First of all, I want to read 10. Then it reads that line. It reads that line. In that line, there what is there? 10 plus 20 is there. Okay, reading 10 plus 20 is over. Okay, after reading, then evaluates. Evaluate in the sense, add the two numbers. Okay, next addition is over. Okay, what is 10 plus 20? 10 plus 20 is 30. Okay, after evaluating, what we have to do? We have to print. So it printed. It printed. Next loop. Loop means again come to the first position. Again come to the first position. Again I am giving 10 minus 20. Okay. Read 10 minus 20. Evaluate. What is 10 minus 20? Minus 10. Print. It is printed. And loop. Okay. Again it came to the first position. That is REPL. REPL. Okay. This is nothing but console based applications. This is nothing but console based applications. Okay. Here what is happening means, suppose for example, if you take Java or C language, any other programming language, okay, for adding two numbers, we have to write a sample program. In that sample program, I have to take a class and I have to write a main method. In that main method, I have to write, I have to read. First of all, I have to read one number, read two numbers. Read two numbers as some int a is equal to 10 or int a is equal to 10, int b is equal to 20, okay, int c is equal to a plus b, okay, system.out.println of c. But here you don't, for reading, for evaluation of 10 plus 20, in Java you are writing so many lines of code. But here are you writing so many lines of code? No. No. Okay. Suppose you want to print the addition of two numbers here. Okay. Simply you will be telling like this. See, simply you told print of 25 plus 49. 74 is printed. 74 is printed. Okay, like this. This is nothing but REPL. Okay, this REPL came in Java. It came in Java 9. Okay, one of the most new feature of Java 9 is J shell. We have J shell, like Python shell. We have J shell. In J shell, if you do these type of programs, you can execute that. Okay, that are nothing but console based applications. Okay, got it? Yes. Next, scientific and numeric. Okay, scientific and numeric. What is the scientific and numeric? Here, Python is a scientific language and numeric language. Why we can say that Python is a scientific and numeric language? Okay, this is nothing but scientific and numeric is used in artificial intelligence, where the machine can perform the task the same as the human. Like human, machine can perform a task. Okay, this Python language is most suitable language for artificial intelligence or machine learning. Okay, here it consists of many scientific and mathematical libraries, which makes easy to solve complex calculations. Suppose we have complex calculations. What are the complex calculations we have? Okay, see, for example, in my company, I have introduced a face recognition software. Suppose an employee wants to swipe in to enter into my company. Okay, then at that time, before you have swipe in the ID card. Okay, ID card when you put your ID card on the swiping machine, then it will be swiped in. Okay, when you are going out, okay, when you put your ID card on the swipe machine, okay, it will be swiping out. Okay, but now what happened means we have a face recognition software. That face recognition software is developed by using machine learning or artificial intelligence. Okay, when you enter my company, Okay, I kept face recognition software in my company premises, company premises. Okay, where all the employees are entering to my company. Okay, then that employee should show his face his face on the camera on the face recognition machine. Then at that time, it recognizes the employee ID and employee name of that employee and says, "Good morning, good morning, Santosh," or "Good morning, Suresh," "Good morning, Ramesh," like that. "Good morning, Santosh, you are welcome," like that. Okay. In the evening, after the office hours are completing, then while going, again you have to give out. Okay, then you have to show your face, you have to show your face to that machine. Then the photo will be displayed in that machine and says goodbye, goodbye, thanks for the day. Okay, how will it say like that? How will it say? That is a software which is developed by using artificial artificial intelligence and machine learning, and Python supports the libraries for these machine learning and artificial intelligence. Okay, Python has a set of libraries for the scientific and numeric. The libraries are called are NumPy, Pandas, Skippy, okay, Scikit, Learn, etc. Okay, if you have some basic knowledge of Python, you need to import libraries on the top of the code. Okay, here we have some popular frameworks which machine libraries have are Skippy, Scikit Learn, NumPy, Pandas, okay, Matplotlib. These are some set of libraries. Okay, these are used for machine learning. Okay, next one is business applications. See, this Python is used in business applications, which differs from standard applications. Business applications are nothing but e-commerce websites. E-commerce and ERP are called business applications. Okay. Here, this kind of applications requires extensibility, scalability, and readability. And this Python provides all these features. What are the features? Extensive, extensively, okay. It requires extensively scalability and readability. Python provides all these things. Okay, we have a company called Odoo, which is an example of Python-based application, which offers a range of business applications. Okay, and Python provides Triton platform, which is used to develop business applications. Okay, next, and here Python is also used for e-commerce. Okay, next, audio or video-based applications. Here, Python is flexible to perform multiple tasks that can be used to create multimedia applications. Some of the multimedia applications which are made by Python are TeamPlayer, CPlay, etc. Okay. Here, the libraries of multimedia which are given by the Python are GStreamer, Pyglet, Qt Phonon. Okay. These are called audio or video based applications. Okay. Here, normally this Python is very useful, very useful in our lifetime. In our lifetime. Okay, and uh, we will be discussing all these things in the future sessions also. Okay, we will be discussing all these things and what are the types of applications where we use Python and all this. Do you have any questions? Okay. In the next session, I will be giving how can we download Python and how can we install Python, and we will be starting the programming on Python. Okay, and where Python runs. Okay, and when we run the Python program, where it goes. We have a Python virtual machine. Python virtual machine, like Java virtual machine, like Java virtual machine. We have Python virtual machine. Okay, to execute a Python program. To execute a Python program. Okay, and we have the discussion on Python virtual machine also. Okay, okay. This Python virtual machine we can download in any type of folder. Okay, any folder. Okay, this all we will be discussing in the next session. Okay, thank you for today. Thank you.